Hi guys, Joker here. Today I want to talk about an anime called Reign of the Seven Spellblades. It is both in Japanese, English dub, and a few other languages on Crunchyroll. That's where you can officially stream it. It has one season and it only has 15 episodes, which is kind of rare, I would say, for an anime. It is still sorta recently new since it came out earlier in the year or a little bit earlier. And it's the first anime in a while that it let me down in a lot of areas. So, plot consists of the protagonist who is named Oliver and how he enters this magical academy named Kimberly for the sole purpose of enacting his revenge on the people who killed his mother. Along for the ride to help him are his older brother and sister, who are actually his cousins, but apparently they were raised in such a way where they consider themselves siblings, and they wish to help him in seeking vengeance for their aunt. The main, I would say, group of couple of main characters that will constantly be seeing on screen are Oliver, Nanao, Michelle, Pete, Guy, and Katie. And those are basically our main characters. There are a lot of other supporting characters and other characters that we see throughout the series, but they're just too many for me to really count at the top of my head and start saying names. And at the beginning, we don't really know that he's on this quest for revenge, unless you read the synopsis. But if you don't read the synopsis and you just go into watching the anime because it looks cool or it just catches your attention, we don't really see a lot of explanation or motivation for what led to his mother's death or why he's seeking this revenge until a little bit later, although we do get bits and pieces, glances. But for the most part, in the beginning, you just see a bunch of kids going to the school, going on adventures, having a few mishaps, and having a couple of very high stakes to the death sort of battles. Because apparently in that school, even though there's a bunch of teachers and upperclassmen making sure that people aren't supposed to die, the school is known for having very high deaths among the students, and there's a lot of convoluted rules where sometimes you can solve your conflict or your problems on your own, and if it ends up being a battle to the death, or if whatever ends up happening, somebody gets hurt or somebody even dies, the teachers don't really bat an eye because it's Kimberly. And this is a little bit of spoilers, but the reason why I was a bit disappointed with the anime is because we don't really see a lot of just Oliver's revenge or his motivation. I mean, it's not until episode 6 that we finally see him enacting this revenge on one of the people who took place in the murder of his mother or what happened to his mother. And then he starts naming the people one by one, and he lays out his master plan, what he's going to do. It even gets revealed that he has one of these spell blades, but we only get that whole one episode where they show us his motivation, his goal, the fact that he's really serious, and we show this other side to him that he doesn't really show his friends, because his friends don't even know that the sole reason that he came to the school is for vengeance, and the fact that once he gets his revenge, he doesn't really care what happens to him. He's even willing to die for the sake of his revenge. And the fact that out of 15 episodes, we only get one episode to really see this whole thing was a bit of a letdown. Not to mention the last arc that the anime lives on was anticlimactic. I don't even know why it had to end there. I feel that it would have had maybe like 25 episodes, and then they could have covered more of Oliver's revenge plan, more of his backstory, actually learning what exactly his mom did to have these people kill her. That probably would have put the anime a little bit higher on my list of like anime that I probably enjoyed this year. But I don't know, it kind of ended on a low note. I don't even understand what was the point of that last arc. And again, the fact that we only got one episode for his revenge, we didn't really see this conflict or a lot of it. There were some moments where we did see this contradiction and inner conflict that he has within him, because he's making all of these, I guess, like happy and good memories with his friends, and he specifically hates it when Nanao does things that puts her life in danger. The fact that in the beginning she's constantly throwing her life away for the sake of a duel. She confines on him that for the longest time she had this wish of finding that one partner in battle that would give her a satisfying duel where both opponents would give it or all, and it would be a fight to the death. And he is angered to the point that he does not want to give her another battle like that. And I feel that that is very contradicting of himself, that he tells her not to do these things, but yet here he is, not caring about his life. He's willing to throw it all away for the sake of his revenge. And I think he wouldn't care less if at the end he gets killed, just as long as he got his revenge on all those people and he got to torture them and then kill them. He wouldn't give a damn to what happens to his life. And I wish we would have gotten more of that, because that to me was beautiful character development on them. But because we didn't really see a lot of it, we do see him talking about how these precious memories are and the conflict. And then it was also kind of interesting seeing them sort of explain things to Nanao and show her things, which in a way it's sort of like I think clever way in some moments to explain to the viewers some of the key points on how, like, I guess some of the magic in this world works, and some of the spells. They also do it with another character's name, Pete, which he is the first magical, I guess, like magical person in his family. And so they have these two people that don't know a lot, and so when they're teaching them, we as the viewers, we get to then learn a lot. But it's very interesting with Danao, because apparently she comes from like a different land than theirs, and then seeing not only morals but culture, values, the way she grew up, be in odds or in conflicts to the way that the others grew up is very, very interesting. And then the fact that Oliver shows great skills and great potential, but when they question him about it, he tries not to give out a lot, otherwise he's going to probably rat himself out and be like, well, all of this result is because I have a revenge plan in mind, and nobody outside of this, I guess, like inner circle that he has with his siblings and all of these other people that are there, his retainers and vassals. I didn't understand how all of that worked, but other than them, nobody else knows that he has this whole revenge scheme. And I don't know, I just feel like the anime would have been better if more attention would have been given to that plot point, and we would have spent more of seeing that. Because when I went into the anime and I read the synopsis, I thought, okay, this is an anime where the plot point is this character seeking revenge. So maybe a lot of the plot is going to revolve around this vengeance plan, or this revenge plan. So we're probably going to be seeing a lot of that. But the fact that we only see a little bit of it in flashback glances here and there, or things that get mentioned here and there, and then just one whole episode that is given to it, to then going back to just like little things here and there that they talk about, and then we go back to like a lot of other stuff that in my opinion wasn't as important as the main plot of the story. It was a big letdown. It let a bad taste in my mouth, if I'm being honest. Like, I didn't think I was going to be disappointed about an anime, because it's been a long time since something like that has happened. But, I mean, it can happen. Sometimes you like shows, and other times you just dislike shows a lot. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends.